I give all credit to the book for one of my current clients. I'm representing a municipality.
Hi, this is Michael with Authorify, and I recently did an interview with member Jarnell Carter. He's an agent based out of St. Louis, Missouri, and he was telling me about how one particular book he gave out has changed the course of his career, and I wanted to share that story with you. But before I do that, if you have a story that you would like to share as well, you can go to authorify.com/testimonials or click the link below and submit it. We love hearing your stories and sharing them with your fellow members. So I guess just to kind of start out a little bit, what I usually like to do is just ask people, how long they've been in real estate and kind of where they're at.
I'll be a real estate agent 3 years next month. I mean, I haven't done anything spectacular. I started out with Coldwell Banker, and my first year, I got Rookie of the Year for St. Louis. And then my second year, I decided that I didn't want to be with a big brokerage because that wasn't the culture that I was wanting. My vision was more of a small boutique agency, not 100 clients at a time, that
Right.
type of thing.
Right. That's awesome. So when did you hear about us in particular?
Well, I've been a member with you guys since 2019.
Okay, great.
I started out with this book, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see?
I do see it, yeah.
Yeah, so I started out with that one, and it was crazy because as soon as you guys sent me all my books and everything, then all of a sudden coronavirus started hitting everywhere. I never sent books in the mail. I didn't do that. Really, to be honest, I just kind of, if I meet people, I always have books with me and I always have presentations on me and stuff like that. And that's how I've been giving them out, just by in person.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, the majority of the time in person. The stuff that has been yielding all the results is me handing a book to a person and saying, hey, if you think I can help you, that's great. When I go on listing presentations, I typically give them the book prior to my appointment. Mm-hmm. And that has really changed the dynamic of the appointment tremendously. But I give all credit to the book for one of my current clients. I'm representing a municipality, and they have me in all these $1 million deals and stuff right now. And I've never done $1 million real estate at all. Mm-hmm. The most I've ever done was a $650,000 house. And now I'm working with this municipality and everything's over $1 million. And one of the council members, when they met with me, she was sitting there in the council room with my book. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And that's why they hired me. So I am handling pretty much all of their real estate needs and helping them with, vacant property type situations. So that stuff isn't that much money, but right.
But that can be quite a few listings, when you're talking about city, municipality, vacant properties.
Well, here's one list that they just sent me, a whole page of listing. Wow. And it's because of the book. So I give the book credit for this particular deal because I know that they've mentioned it many times to me about the book, and they love the book, and they've never met an agent that had something like that for them to review, and that's one of the reasons why they chose me. And they already had an agent that had been working with them for like 10 years. Wow. And of course, now that agent is working with me. Right. But it was really cool because I didn't think I had a chance to get the business, and now voila, here I am.
So how did they get the book? Was it something that you had heard that they were looking to have some help with and you sent this to them, or how did that get to them?
It got to them through another council member because I knocked on this council member's door to sell a house for him, and I didn't know the guy was on the city council. I was just hunting for a listing, and I gave him the book and everything like that. And I got his listing and sold his property in one day. And 2 weeks later, I was in a city council meeting.
Wow. And so what did they say? Well, I mean, what was that initial conversation, especially when you saw that your book was sitting there on the table?
I kind of just let them talk. I didn't try to direct anything because, to be honest, I was nervous. I mean, I have a mayor sitting here and all these council members and a city attorney, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk a lot in this meeting. I want to see what these people have to say. And mostly they were sold on me. They were trying to they were selling themselves to me the whole time. And I was like, wow, this is the exact type of dynamic that I need always, them selling themselves to me and begging me to take their business. And it really has changed the dynamic for me when I go out to any other type of appointment. I have positioned myself now when I get to a listing appointment that I'm the authority. And a lot of clients, I have been there where I have signed up listings that I shouldn't have signed up, or they fight me on things that they don't want to do and stuff. And now I can just tell people, hey, if you don't want to do it, you should call another agent, because I have a lot of people that want me to list houses now.
So what is the exact municipality that you're representing?
Normandy.
Normandy? Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm really fortunate to be dealing with them because they're in an area that has kind of it's north of the city of St. Louis. Mm-hmm. So when you go north of the city of St. Louis, the property values typically drop because it's more of an ethnic community that's been redlined. Mm-hmm. But this particular spot in the north of St. Louis, there's the University of Missouri is in Normandy. And there's another huge corporation that is actually the biggest corporation in St. Louis. They made more money than everybody else. It's called Express Scripts. Mm-hmm. They're located in Normandy. And then Boeing is like 7 minutes from Normandy. Right. And Normandy has a lot of property there that is really, really beautiful. Then you have more property that isn't. Right. And so, but I have a market of people that I can bring into Normandy, but it's gonna have to grow. Right. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of work helping them get their market values up and stuff. The main thing that they want me to do with these properties that I'm gonna sell for them is I'm selling them with deed restrictions. Mm-hmm. So you, Mr. Investor, would have to have that property 100% remodeled within 180 days. And the remodel has to be able to sell for at least $10,000 more than the highest price of the property on that block. Right. So this is the way to get the market to start ticking up over there. And I think over time, it's going to make a big difference.
Right. Well, in that partnership that you formed, I mean, that's something that's going to carry, I mean, that's a huge boost for your career. I mean, that's really,
it is. When people go to City Hall now, and if real estate comes out of their mouth, then the receptionist says, "Oh, you need to call Jarnell." Mm-hmm. And I'm just getting all of these calls from people from City Hall constantly.
Right. Well, I mean, those are all local people that you want to be that are referring you now. These, that's awesome.
Yeah, I am so totally excited about it. I'm like, well, I guess I don't need another client this year, but I'm still running around trying to get what I can.
Right.
I listed a house the other day. It was a husband and wife and the father. And of course they had my book. And the husband, he works for the Boeing Corporation, and he's an executive, and he's used to being the boss and stuff. And his father was there to kind of intercept me and everything. And he was telling me what I was going to do. And my response to him was, "You must also have a book." And he said, "No, I don't have a book." And I said, "Well, let me worry about what the market is doing with this house, how it needs to be presented, because I'm the professional in the room. And that's why you guys have me here. If you wanted to do the listing yourself, you feel free to sell it on your own. But I already knew that they tried to sell it on their own and it fell all apart and everything. So that's the reason why I brought that up. Like, why are you trying to boss me around when you've already tried to do this and you failed? Right. So let me sell it. Right. And I didn't even put it on the market. I had a buyer already. So now this guy at Boeing, he's like, Jarnell, I'm telling all my people at Boeing about you because, oh my God, they all talk about nightmare real estate agents and you made this move. And he was fighting me on my percentages and stuff. And he said, I feel bad about fighting you on your percentages now because look at how fast you did this for us. Right. And they didn't have to spend anything. Mm-hmm. I didn't even stage it or take a picture. I took a picture of the front door. That's it.
Wow.
And then I sold the house for $515,000. He is the vice president of the Bayer Corporation. The Bayer Corporation took over Monsanto here in St. Louis, mm-hmm. and he's actually from Germany, mm-hmm. and he found me because of the book. And he has a whole big giant team of people that are going to be moving to St. Louis from all around the world, and I'll be handling all of those relocations. So I'm super excited about that too.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I guess you said he found you through the book. How did that work out? I mean, what was the story there?
He was searching for an agent, and I hadn't even had the book long, probably about a month and a half. I had it, and I had everything posted, and I had all those posts boosted, and my first post for the book was a worldwide boost. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know why I did that, but I'm glad I did because that's how he found me. Wow. And he said that he wanted to work with an agent that he felt could negotiate on his behalf. And he was like, based on what he read in that book, he felt confident about me handling all his negotiations and everything. And I mean, this man could have bought $1 million house if he wanted to, you know, but I found a house that I felt was better than many of the $1 million homes that he was sending to me. And he really liked that about me because he was like, you didn't even spend all my money. And I was like, well, sometimes I don't have to spend all your money for you to be happy. Right. And bam, he's in love.
Right. Okay. So where was he at when he saw your book? Where was he living at the time?
He was in Germany.
Okay. So this man found you from Germany. And that's fantastic. That's another new one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the book. I said, okay, the book was always an idea of my own when I first came into real estate. I was like, I either need a book or a magazine. But the thing is, because I'm a mass communications major and my minor is in journalism, so I already know that when you are a writer, it makes you an authority. But the problem was, when I first started in real estate, I did not even expect to be busy. So I figured I'd have time to deal with that. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I ended up being Rookie of the Year. And my first deal, I had it done in the first 30 days of having my license. Right. And it just spiraled from there. I've just been busy ever since. So I think that the book is helping me get to where I'm trying to go as far as being an agent is concerned. And it allows me to be very picky. Mm-hmm.